welcome to today's class. Today's class is going to be a lot about kind of moving through your body. We're going to start with a little bit of core, do some sun salutations, and just really kind of warm everything up. It'd be really good flow for the first thing in the morning, or maybe after exercise, or before exercise. The only thing that you will need today is that might be helpful, is a blanket. If you haven't got a blanket, you can use a pillow, you could use a towel, anything that you've got. It doesn't have to be like a specific yoga blanket at all. We don't need it right until the end, so just pop it to the side for now. We're actually going to start standing. So come to standing anywhere on your mat, doesn't really matter because we're going to move in a moment. Bring your feet about hip distance. And then just take a couple of moments to kind of rock forwards and backwards, finding somewhere to balance in between your toes and your heels. And when you feel kind of steady, just shift from side to side, same, just kind of finding our sense of balance, finding really strong grounding. And then you're going to soften your knees a little bit, really press down through your feet, and then pull up the energy from the floor through your legs, through to the crown of the head, standing up nice and tall, but keeping that little bit of a bend in the knees so you can slightly tuck your tailbone and feel your low belly and your core engage. From here, hands come to fists on your side, palms facing forward. Take a breath in. On your exhale, everything else stays strong. So you've got that press into the floor, your arms are really strong because your hands are in fists, and you're going to bring your chin towards your chest. From here, you're going to spin your chin towards your left shoulder, like you're looking over your left shoulder. You're going to side bend, so now your left ear is tapping your left shoulder. Not actually, but almost. Circle your head all the way around, be really gentle till your right ear finds your right shoulder. From there, right chin comes towards the right shoulder, and then we'll bring the chin to center and the head back up. Everything else stays still. Let's go the reverse. So chin to chest, chin comes to the right shoulder, like you're looking over your right shoulder. Then ear tilts to the right shoulder. Circle your head all the way around, left ear, left shoulder, chin to left shoulder, and then back to center, and head comes up. One more. Chin to chest, chin to left shoulder, ear to left shoulder. Head tilts all the way back as right ear comes to right shoulder, chin to right shoulder, chin to chest. Chin to right shoulder, ear to right shoulder. Circle your head all the way around, left ear, left shoulder. Chin to left shoulder, chin to chest, and head comes back up. Similar, except for we're going to find this movement in the spine. So your hands are going to come across your chest. Soften your knees again, slight squeeze of your bum, engage the legs, engage your core. From here, standing up nice and tall, you're going to bring your elbows in towards your belly, so you're curling yourself in. From here, keep the chin towards the chest. Twist so your elbows are towards your right hip. Then we're going to side bend as if we're bringing left ribs to left hip. Circle all the way around until you're side bending to the right. Twist to the right and come back to center. Could do the reverse. Twist to the right. Side bend to the right. Circle round, keep chin to chest so you're not back bending here. Side bend to the left. Twist to the left and come back to center and back to stand. One more. Fold in. Twist to the left. Side bend to the left. Legs stay strong, circle round, keep the chin to the chest, not a back bend. Side bend, twist, and come back in. Last one, twist to the right. Side bend to the right. Circle round, side bend to the left, twist to the left, center, and back up. Good. Last kind of circular motion here, we're going to do the shoulders. So your hands are going to come down by your sides to begin. You can lift your shoulders up to your ears, and then drop them back down. Good. Lift your shoulders up to your ears. Drop them back down. One more. Shoulders up to your ears. Drop them back down. Good. Now we're going to move the shoulders forwards and backwards, so keep the knees nice and soft. Strong core, strong legs. Shoulders come forward like you're trying to spread the shoulder blades on your back, and then squeeze your shoulder blades on your back. Spread the shoulder blades, arms come forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Spread the shoulder blades. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Good, okay. Hands to fists. Shoulders come up to the ears. Shoulder blades squeeze behind you. Pull down. Spread the shoulder blades as your arms come forward. Come up, together, and down. Good, let's do two in the reverse. Up to the ears, forward, down, and back. Squeeze the shoulder blades up, Spread the shoulder blades, arms come forward, drop the arms down, squeeze together, and release. Okay, keep the softness in the knees, take a breath in. On your exhale, keep that softness in the knees, begin to curl in on yourself, hands trace your legs, then reaching towards the shins, maybe reach towards the ankles. And we'll find a ragdoll here, so hands can stay heavy, just sway gently from side to side. And there's this kind of heaviness. And maybe your chest rests on your thighs. If anything, I would encourage a really big bend in the knees so you can find more of this chest to thigh connection than straight legs and kind of reaching like this. Be nice, be really gentle with yourself. Take a couple of breaths. And then from here, bend your knees, come onto your bottom. If you need to use your hands to help you, that's totally fine. And come down to lying on your backs. When you get down to lying, your feet are about hip distance apart. You're going to bring one hand onto, in fact, bring both hands onto your belly, kind of your lower belly, where your hip bones are, the bony parts of your hip. You want them just inside of there. Keep a slight tuck in the tailbone so you're not arcing your spine. There's a little bit of a gap still, but it's only minute. Take an inhale. On your exhale, press your lower back down into the ground and imagine that you're pulling your belly up and in. Take a breath in to relax. Exhale, up and in. Press the lower back down. One more, inhale. Steady, slow exhale as you pull your lower belly up and in. Okay, now keep that connection. Keep that kind of scoop of the lower belly from the hip bones. You're kind of pulling down, but bring your legs in towards your chest. If you find it difficult to feel that kind of lower belly engagement, one thing that's quite helpful, if you bring your hands onto your knees and you pull your knees towards you but then press your knees back into your hands, chances are that lower belly and your deep abs, your transverse abdominals, will begin to turn on you for this kind of wrapping around your core, kind of corset-like. That's what we're after. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Good. Okay, so from here, bring your hands down by your sides. Keep your shoulders back. Think about what we did before. Keep the lower back pressing into the ground. We want that little gap in the kind of middle of your back. Not a huge one. Take an inhale. On your exhale, your right leg extends. Maybe, if you feel you have the core strength, it also drops away. And then comes back in. Inhale. Exhale, left leg. Inhale. Right leg. Keep that lower belly pulling in. Left leg. Inhale. Come back in. And let's do one more each side. Right leg. Come back in. Really, really working hard here. Chest up, lower belly pulling across, and left leg comes back in. Keep the legs as they are at 90 degrees, but bring your hands behind the back of your head. On your inhale, I want you to imagine that you're trying to lift your rib cage off of your belly, so almost like a little back bend. On the exhale, using your core strength, the ribs draw in towards the belly as you lift your shoulders and your head off the ground. Inhale brings you back down. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, even here, press the lower back into the ground. 2, 1, and release. Okay, bring your feet down onto the ground and roll yourself over onto your right hand side. So from here, your head is just cradled in your right arm. So if you kind of bend your right elbow and rest your head on your hand, or on your arm, that'll be probably most comfortable. If you've got a pillow or a block and you want to put that there instead, that's okay. We're going to do some hip casts, some hip circles with the top leg. So from here, your left leg is going to come in towards your chest. We're then going to externally rotate, so it's like we're trying to point the knee up towards the sky without spinning the chest towards the sky. So we keep everything pointing towards the right, just the movement comes from the hip. From here, you're going to begin to press your toes back behind you, internally rotating the left thigh, trying not to back bend, almost slightly tuck the tailbone, and then bring your legs back together. We'll go in the reverse. So your leg moves back first. From here, you go into that external rotation, so the knee begins to point towards the sky, working really, really hard not to twist the hips, and then bring the leg back up, and then to meet the right. Good, let's do one more. So knee to chest, knee points up towards the sky, keep the hips nice and level, be really, really honest, and then begin to point the toes back as your left knee moves back, slight tuck in the tailbone, and then bring your knees together. Good, reverse. So leg moves back first. Knee points up towards the sky. leg moves towards the chest, and then all the way together. Roll yourself back onto your back. We're going to do that core sequence one more time. We'll go for a few more reps this time. So whereas last time we did 6 and then we did 5, we're going to do 10 and 10. So your hands are going to come onto your knees again as you lift your feet off the ground. Find that 90 degree. For the lower belly, pull down and in. The lower back, pull down and in. A little lift of your chest. Hands down by your side. I'm just going to count so you do the breath. It's an exhale as you release and inhale as you come back up. We will go for 10. Remember, you don't have to drop the leg. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, 1. Good. Legs set 90 degrees. Hands come behind your head. Slight tuck of that tailbone, so you're still pressing the lower back down, still pulling the lower belly in, lift the rib cage. Inhale, exhale, crunch. 10, 9, 8, still stay controlled. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. 1 and release. Okay, so you're just going to roll yourself over onto your left hand side. Again, your arm can be like your pillow, or you could use a block or a real pillow. You want your legs to be together. From here, the right knee comes into the chest this time. Then we're going to point the right knee up towards the sky, externally rotating through that right hip. Then begin to send the right leg back behind you, slight tuck in the tailbone, and then bring the knees back together. We'll do the reverse. Right leg moves back. The knee then points up towards the sky. Circle all the way around. Bring the legs together. Good. One more. Knee moves into the chest. Knee points up towards the sky. Good. You might find one side is worse than the other. That's okay. And then begin to internally rotate as you press the foot and the knee back behind you. And bring the legs together. Good. Last time reversing. So leg moves back. And then the knee points up towards the sky. Keep the hips nice and level. Be really honest with yourself. Circle the leg all the way around. And bring your legs together. Good. We're going to come to hands and knees now. So if you just make your way there. And once you're on hands and knees, just find a couple of rocks, maybe a couple of forwards and backs. Warming up your wrists a little bit, getting used to weight bearing. So you might start quite small and then you just kind of gradually make these a little bit bigger. Good. Okay. From here, similar, we're going to carry on with the rocking. The only difference is we're going to extend the right leg out to the side. So what we want is the instep, the right sole of the foot, to be in line with the left knee. And then we're going to begin to rock forwards and backwards from here. If this is a bit much, you can always take blocks or bricks and bring your hands up a little bit higher, and it'll make that inner thigh stretch a little bit less intense. So just finding a few here, kind of easing into the right inner thigh. Okay. If you need to do a few more, then feel free. If you're good, you're just going to sit back like you're bringing your bum towards your left heel. You could tuck your toes or you could untuck them. And we'll stay here for a second. Again, you might walk up a little bit higher to make this a bit easier. You might have your hands on blocks. You might stay further forward, that might be enough. We're going to just hold it for 5. Chest stays up. 4, 3, 2. On your 1, come back up to hands and knees if you sat back. Bring your right hand to center, so just underneath your face. And then as you inhale, press into your right hand, circle your left arm all the way up to the sky in a twist. As you exhale, your left arm is going to thread underneath your right arm, bringing the back of the left shoulder to the floor. This is a bit much for you. You can stay in a bit more of a twist, so the right hand stays down. And maybe it's just the left fingers that find the ground. That's okay. It doesn't have to be the left shoulder. If you want to add on, maybe you bring your palms together instead. Imagine that you're trying to spin the inner thigh down and the outer thigh back. And one more breath here. Big exhale as the right hand comes back in and brings you up to hands and knees. Good, we're going to just do the same on the other side. So bring your right leg in and then extend your left leg out to the side and start with those same rocks. And just like with all of the things that we've been doing today, you might find that you have one side that is tighter than the other. It doesn't matter, just kind of gather information about your own body. If you have to have your hands on blocks on this side and you didn't on the other side, it doesn't matter, it's okay. If you need a little bit more time doing these, feel free to just pause the video and do some more. But if you're good, you're just going to sit back. Again, it might be tucking your toes, it might be untucking your toes. You might be higher than I am, you might be lower than I am, you might have your hands on blocks. Whatever works for you, we're just going to hold for 5. Lift the chest up. 4, 3, 2, on your 1, come back up to hands and knees. This time it's the left hand that comes to center. As you press into the left hand, take your right arm across your body, up to the sky, twisting from your chest, inhale. As you exhale, your right arm threads underneath your left arm, bringing the right shoulder, maybe just the back of the hand. You could be a lot higher than I am, and that's okay. If you want to add on palms together, imagine that you're pulling your arm bones back into their sockets. You're really pressing out of your right knee and your left foot, and spinning that outer left thigh back. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, press into your hands, come all the way back up. And bring your left knee back in line with your right. So back into hands and knees, your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. You're going to press into your left knee and draw your right knee into your chest. So almost like we did when we were lying. And like we did when we were lying, we're going to externally rotate the right hip. So from here, the right knee begins to move out to the side, abducting, so moving away from you. And then from here, circle your right leg all the way around till the knee is pointing to the back of the room. This time, rather than doing a circle, we're going to extend the right leg straight and over to the left-hand corner of your mat. Left toes find the ground on that left-hand corner, so crossing over the left leg, and then begin to slide back into a sliding pigeon. Hopefully you've got more space than me, but you're going to slide all the way back until you're in this kind of cross pigeon position. And then come back up, drawing the the right knee back into your chest. And we're going to do 2 more. So the right leg moves out to the side, circles around the back of the room, keep a slight tucking the tailbone so this isn't a back bend. Right leg then extends straight, crosses over to the left, and then begins to slide all the way back into this sliding pigeon. And come back in, right knee to chest. Last one. Right leg moves out to the side, circles all the way around. Extends, moving to the left, slide all the way back. Sliding pigeon. This time you're going to stay. So rather than just coming straight back up, you're going to stay in this cross position and maybe add on. So you might walk your hands a bit further forward. You might walk your right hand towards your left hand like you're bringing one on top of the other. So you almost got a bit of a curve here. Use your breath to melt in, soften your shoulders. When you're ready, walk your hands back towards you and slide yourself back up to hands and knees. And we'll do the same on the other side. Pressing into your hands, pick your left knee up and bring it into your chest. From there, the left leg moves out to the side. Keep the hips nice and level. The leg then points towards the back of the room, left toes pointing towards the sky. Left leg extends out straight and then crosses to the right-hand side of your mat. Begin to slide the leg back, coming into the sliding pigeon. And then come all the way back up, knee to chest. Leg moves out to the side, circles round to the back of the room, extends and crosses to the right, slides all the way back, and come back up, knee to chest. You've got 1 more, knee moves out to the side, circles all the way around, extends to the right, slide all the way back, and this time we stay. So again, being fairly high might feel enough. If you want to lower down, you can lower down, maybe lie over your right thigh. Maybe you add that little curve and your left hand comes over your right hand as you twist through your whole body. See if you can relax your shoulders, soften into your breath a little bit. And then when you're ready, come back up to hands and knees. Okay, walk your hands one step further forward. We're going to come into a downward facing dog. And for your first one, as always, wiggle it out, bend a knee, straighten a leg, kind of pedal your way into your calves and your hamstrings. Make this feel a little bit comfier. Okay. From your downward facing dog, even if your knees are bent, which I totally encourage because I would rather that you felt comfortable, inhale, lift up onto your tiptoes as high as you can go. On your exhale, begin to drop your heels towards the earth. And go again, inhale, lift onto tiptoes as high as you can go. Exhale, let your heels melt down towards the earth. Last one, inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, press into your hands, let your heels melt. Inhale, tiptoes, look forward. You're going to walk your way to the top of your mat. Bent knees are totally fine. And then pressing into your feet, tuck your chin and roll yourselves all the way to stand at the top of your mat. We are going to do a few sun salutations. Feet hip distance or together, whatever feels most comfortable for you is a good place to start. Inhale, arms to the sky, press out of the floor. Look up towards your thumbs as you exhale, soft knees. Let your chest rest towards your thighs, forward fold. Maybe hands just land on the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, either hands to the floor, maybe the shins, maybe the thighs. Strong core, chest up. Exhale, plant your hands down and step into a plank, one foot and then the other. Pressing out of the ground, squeezing your inner thighs, take an inhale. As you exhale, slow motion, begin to lower all the way down towards your belly. And when you get there, point your toes, roll the shoulders onto your back. Inhale, little cobra. Exhale to lower. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. When you get to your down dog, take a full breath in. Maybe you use that sinking that we had before. Exhale, heels towards the earth. Inhale, lift the tiptoes, look forward. Exhale, walk step. If you're ready for a hop, hop to the top of your mat. Take an inhale and a halfway lift. An exhale and a forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, arms to the sky. And exhale, bring your hands to your chest. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step back with the other foot this time. And when you get there, press the ground away, pause for a breath in. Exhale to lower slowly. Point your toes, shoulders roll onto your back. Inhale, little lift. Exhale to lower. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Take a full breath out. Inhale, lift to tiptoes, bend your knees, look forward. Walk, step or hop to the top of your mat. Take an inhale and a halfway lift. Exhale and a forward fold, soft knees are fine. Inhale, arms to the sky. And exhale, hands to your chest. Last one, you lift your arms, inhale. Strong legs, exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the ground, walk, step or hop your way back. Going all the way down to the earth. Point your toes, inhale, back bend. And then an exhale to a downward facing dog. This time, pressing into your left foot, inhale, right leg lifts up and back. Press into both sets of toes. As you exhale, draw your right knee in towards your chest, really rounding your spine as you squeeze your thigh high and step your right foot down on the inside of your right thumb. Drop down your left knee, inhale, arms to the sky, low lunge. Pull your feet together underneath you. Slight tuck in the tailbone as you lift your chest towards the sky, big breath in. On your exhale, hands frame your front foot. Inhale, both legs go straight-ish, they don't have to be straight at all. And then fold on the exhale, pressing the floor away, lifting the hips nice and high. As you inhale, bend into your right knee. Left hand stays where it is and right arm reaches all the way up to the sky in a twist. Imagine that you're pressing your right knee away from you, pressing it out of the ground, lifting the chest. Take a big breath in. And then an exhale to bring both hands to the inside of your right foot. And walk your hands to the left-hand side of your mat so you're in a wide fold. Take an inhale and a half lift. Exhale to fold down. Imagine that you're pressing into the outside edges of your feet. And as you press down, can you lift up through the inner hip, as if you're creating more space there. And inhale, come back into a half lift, so you're lifting your chest away from the ground. Exhale, bend into your left knee, which is the back of your mat. You might be really high with your left elbow resting on your left thigh. You might be really low, like a full side lunge. Take an inhale. And then exhale, really strong movement from that back leg. Come all the way forward, left hand down, back into the twist, right arm to the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, right hand lands and step back. Downward dog. Let's do the other side. Left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, left knee to chest. Left foot lands on the inside of your left thumb. Drop down your right knee. Inhale, arms to the sky, low lunge. Exhale, hands to the ground. Inhale, legs go straight-ish. Exhale, find your fold. Inhale, left leg bends, right hand to the ground, and left arm comes to the sky. Send that left knee away from you, spin your chest up towards your fingers, press out of the ground. Exhale, both hands land. Walk your hands to the long right side of your mat. Pull the heart towards your fingers, inhale, and exhale to melt down. And press through the little toe sides of your feet. Pull up through your inner thighs. Big breath in, and big breath out. Inhale to half lift, lift the chest. Exhale, side lunge to the back of the mat. Maybe elbow to thigh, maybe all the way down, both are fine. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, charge back into your twist, right hand down. Left arm to the sky, breath in. Exhale, both hands land. And come into your downward facing dog. Take an inhale. And take a big exhale. Okay. Dropping down onto your knees. Grab hold of your blanket. So, we're going to do a slightly different variation of pigeon, a more supported version of pigeon. This might not be happening for you today, and if it's not, it doesn't matter. You can come at it from where you are. So, place your blanket about halfway on your mat. And then you're just going to take your right foot and bring it over the top like you're in a lunge. From here, you're going to toe heel your right foot to the left-hand side of your mat. And then bending your left knee, bring the left knee so that it's as close to in line with the right knee. As close to in line with the right ankle as you can get it. So, the more external rotation and space that you have in your right hip, the easier this is going to be. If this feels impossible, you're going to bring your foot closer towards your left hip. The idea behind the blanket is that we don't have to go as low. So we're sat on the blanket, and because of that, we might be able to find more of a right angle with that right knee than we would normally, which is kind of what we're going for. From here, imagine that you're dragging your right shin towards you, and you're pulling your chest towards the top of your mat. We're going to stay upright for 5, 4, press out of the right shin, so really press the right shin down, 3, 2, and then on 1, come down onto your forearms if you have the space, or maybe just walk your hands a bit further forward, and we'll go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, keep pressing out of that right shin, 1, and then walk your hands back towards you. From here, tuck your back toes, raise your left knee, and step your right foot back. And we'll just go straight into the left side. So your left foot comes towards your right wrist, your left knee drops towards your left wrist. That 90-degree angle, or the accessibility of the 90-degree angle, will then depend on the space that you have in your left hip. So maybe, again, as we've spoken about before today, one side might feel different to the other, that's okay. If you haven't got so much space here, bring your heel towards your hip a little bit closer, close the angle off. If you have more space, more of a 90-degree. Make sure the hips are nice and level, so we're not really tilting to the left. If we are, you want to just bring that heel a bit closer towards you. We'll stay upright for 5. Press out of the shin and then drag the shin towards you, 4, 3, 2, 1, go a little bit lower, so even if it's just walking the hands forward 1 step, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, walk your hands back towards you. Grab your blanket, pop it to the side, swing yourselves round, come all the way down to lying on your backs. When you get there, bring your feet wider than your mat and just windscreen wipe your legs from side to side. And then rest somewhere in center, maybe knock your knees together. Let your hands rest on your belly, on your body, close your eyes. And start to take some bigger breaths, some really deep ones. If you have the time to take a full Shavasana, I encourage you to do so. If you haven't, just go for 10 breaths, count them. Inhale, exhale, 1. But really slow them down. Just give yourself 10 breaths minimum to appreciate your practice, what you've done for your body. Notice how you feel. But give yourself some space.